Okay, let me bring our panelists together on my second talking point here on India at 9. First among them, Dr. Sambit Patra, spokesperson for the Bharatiya Janata Party, joining me here in the studio. Rita Bahugna Joshi, senior leader of the Congress. Vrinda Grover is joining us, human rights lawyer from the capital. And Kavita Srivastav, the national secretary of the PUCL, is joining us from Jaipur. Thanks very much, everyone, for joining me here on India at 9. I think, needless to say, I'm going to start with you, Dr. Patra. Mr. Nihal Chand is accused of a very serious charge of rape. Why should he not be asked to step down by your government pending investigations in this matter?
Anubha, I have been going to a number of channels on the same topic and I believe I would be quite repetitive. But still I would say that this is a very sensitive issue, and so I would maintain all my sensitiveness, all my humility, and with all due regards to the ladies on the channel, because it's a very important issue. I've always maintained that the judiciary is of paramount importance in the country, and as far as India is concerned, its judiciary is one of the most acclaimed judiciary cutting across the political borderlines of countries. Secondly, I believe, look at the timeline of this whole case. The timeline speaks a lot for itself. The FIR was first lodged in November 2011. For 1 long year, the police investigated the case, and in December 2012, a closure report was filed by the police of a state which had a hostile government. Hostile government in the sense it belonged to the opposition, which was not ours.
Understood.
And I believe a government which does not belong to us, naturally, no one would be able to fix the police there. Secondly, it went, the alleged victim was not satisfied with the closure report. She filed the case in 2013, which went on for 1 year in the court of law, and the Metropolitan Magistrate at the end of the day, after 1 year in 2014, upheld the fact that, well, whatever was stated by the police in the closure report was right. Thereafter, the lady in question went to a district court which
and
also
has filed a review petition. Dr. Patra, let me halt you there. If there is so much belief in the lower courts or in the trial courts which gave in a verdict that perhaps can be seen as favorable to Dr. Nihal Chand, why is there not enough support or enough confidence that you have in this particular court that is now going to try and open this case again?
No, we have to know a few things. First and foremost, after the 2 courts said that, well, the police closure report was right, one of the accused in the meantime, one Mr. Garg, went to the High Court of Rajasthan.
That's true.
Where the Rajasthan High Court stated that before the revision petition, if at all it comes up, all the accused should be called and should be heard.
Dr. Patra, the only question is that no one is denying that this is a judicial process. This process may go up to the Supreme Court. I think the only question is that, yes, Mr. Nihal Chand has to go through the process of law pending these investigations. He is in a position that's a position of influence. He's a minister. Should it not be incumbent on this government to let him step away pending these investigations, pending there is a verdict? No one's convicting him.
No, as I told, it's a very sensitive issue, but I still say that it's almost like demeaning the lower courts of the country. When 2 or 3 courts of the same country, where we are discussing that a review petition has been opened.
You're willing to go with 2 courts, but you're not willing to go with the last court, which could open the case.
A clean chit is a clean chit unless it is proved otherwise.
It has gone up to the court. The court has sent a notice, Dr. Patra.
A notice has been sent why your case should not be opened.
It has asked for a summon. It has not rejected it. The last court could have very well rejected it and saying that we are upholding, but they haven't.
But the statement is why your case should not be open, in the sense that we'll hear all the 16 so-called accused.
It could have dismissed
so let's
it
wait
and say
for
that
August 7th.
It could have dismissed it and say that we stand by the trial court order.
Could have.
It hasn't.
Just as the case went through 2 courts, let's wait as to what the 3rd court of the same degree as the other courts is going to hear on this. But secondly, let me also bring in over here a very important point. I'm a young person, I'm through the social media, and today I have been watching the ETV as well, and there is a video, an alleged sting operation. I would not vouch by it because it has not been authenticated, and it is a matter of media, so let's wait for the media as to what it says. Then there is a sting operation, so I believe...
No, Dr. Patra, Dr. Patra, I have to interrupt because that is a notion that everyone brings in whenever there is an allegation of rape, of sexual assault. You want to put in a doubt.
Not at all.
You want to put in a doubt on the veracity of this complaint.
This is a very sensitive issue. I have all respect to the lady in question. With all my respect, I am not questioning anyone.
Why are you bringing up a so-called alleged sting operation whose veracity has not been...
No. Because after all, it is your fraternity, the media which is questioning it. I'm not questioning it. Remember, ETV, I believe, is an important channel, and since it is running the thing since morning, I believe number of this word alleged has been used number of times. So we have to look into this.
Before I go to my other panelists, I have this one question that strikes me. You, Dr. Patra, as an individual, the government, the BJP, everyone has so much faith on Mr. Nihal Chand that being a minister in this government, he is not going to try and influence investigations in any manner. I'm not putting a question mark on his character or what he would do, but one would presume that here is a man in a position of influence. He should not be allowed to interfere with the investigations, especially since the victim has come forward and says she's being intimidated, she's being offered money.
I have my utmost respect for the law of this land, and I believe if anyone complains to the required authority that she has been or he has been intimidated, required amount of protection to her or him would definitely be accorded. And secondly, it is not that I know Mr. Nihal Chand personally, but I have faith in the judiciary of this country, and since this case has passed through 2 courts for 1 long year, I believe the judge was not fixed. That is all.
Okay, well, the third judge, remember, I mean, I'm underlining that point that the third judge has seen the matter, seen the evidence on record and issued these summons. He hasn't dismissed it and said the case is closed. Vrinda, let me bring you in, and you can get a chance to respond to Dr. Patra, but I want to start by asking you, the victim has come forward, the complainant has come forward and said she's being intimidated, she's being threatened. Isn't it incumbent on the state government first to actually provide security, whether it's the district authorities, whether it's the state government?
Absolutely. I think this is scandalous what is happening, that here is a cabinet minister facing a court procedure where there are charges of not just rape, but this case is actually much more heinous and grave. Her husband was providing her for his business of political interest. So the alleged accused, the now cabinet minister, has actually used her as part of services that he was getting. This is the man who's today the Minister of State. People are going to go to him for various kinds of work and engagement, including work. My second point here is that there's a question of law, ethics and political culture. Insofar as the law is concerned, there is today a revision petition. It's routine in an appellate legal system.
True.
And this is a superior court to the 2 courts that Mr. Patra does not fail to cite repeatedly.
True.
This is a superior court to the courts that have closed this. Clean chit is a concoction of the BJP, it's not legal parlance. Just some unsolicited advice for Mr. Patra. Mr. J.D. Titler, whose victim I represent in court, actually stands on exactly the same footing today as Nihal Chand. With the lower court having ruled against us, we have gone in revision. Yet we have held that he should not even be given an election ticket. That brings to me to my second point of ethics. What is probity in public life? What is the signal we are giving? A cabinet minister is handpicked by the Prime Minister. As long as he stays in that position, he enjoys the patronage of no less than Narendra Modi.
Right.
Would any police officer, would any investigation happen in that case? Don't we understand how influence and power exercises itself?
I think you want to respond, Sambit.
With all due diligence, I mean, I would again repeat my thing that look, the whole thing went under the eagle eye of a judge for 1 long year. And I believe unless it's
this is a superior court. She makes a valid point. This is a superior court.
That's what I'm reacting.
And there is no clean chit.
Anubha, that's what I'm reacting to. One has given a clean chit. The other is yet to process itself.
It is not a clean chit, Dr. Patra.
Yes, it is. It said that the police closure report was run. That's what the Metropolitan Magistrate said. And secondly, till the whole thing does not pass through the process in the court that has been applied
Dr.
to,
Patra,
I believe the clean chit holds back.
I'm coming back to that in Vrinda's words. Surely there is ethics to this matter. Surely there is probity to this matter. Surely this is a minister in a government which during the campaign said, we are going to stand for women's rights. Surely all of that must count. In fact, it must have counted when he took the oath of office, but it certainly counts now.
Definitely. Ethics, probity and oath. These are of paramount importance. I mean, no ignorance in this. But the most important issue is the legality of the matter. And the legality of the matter is...
And you're not willing to accept.
No. It's not that I'm not willing to accept. It's just that I have faith on my judicial system. most of the judicial system, as of now, has given him a clean chit. Let's wait as to what the next process says.
You know, Dr.
Before
Patra,
that, why are we jumping into conclusions?
That's an argument that's not going to cut ice, because you're using two trial courts who would have somewhat not taken your party man into the ambit, but there is one superior court which is clearly looking at reopening this case. Kavita, let me bring you in because I want to actually point to some of the facts that are a part of the Rajasthan police's investigation, which Dr. Patra has alluded to constantly and said that there was a Congress government in charge at that point in time, and really this is the investigation that stood the ground. I think if you did a cursory glance, you'll see, anyone could see how flawed this investigation is. The police during the investigation has asked this particular complainant to bring a witness in this case. It's a case of gang rape. She's been asked the date of the rape, her alleged sexual assaults carried over a period of time. She's accused her husband in the rape case, and as Vrinda was pointing out, alleged he used to drug her, he used to use her to promote his business. That husband was missing in the investigations. She said he made a CD. There is no investigation of the CD. This investigation is clearly under the cloud.
I agree with you. Actually, this is a case that we've been dealing with since 2011. It's 3.5 years now. And the girl also came and stayed at our short stay home. We did our own investigation. There was nothing hanky-panky about her, that she's being politically used. In fact, she has really been treated very, very badly by the police. And she is being maligned constantly by such panelists that are sitting here and the political people in the state. It was BJP and Congress. Please let me tell you that the people whom she's charging
sitting over here are maligning any lady in question.
Dr. Patra, you made that point. You made that point of the CD. That's not a fair point to make.
They should not be personalized. Remember, I said in the very beginning that it's a very sensitive issue. Don't throw personal marks over here.
That's your opening remark. That's your opening remark. Go ahead, Kavita. Go ahead.
Yeah. See, there were people who were from the Congress and the BJP, and her own husband belongs to the BJP at the block level, and he also belongs to the Jat Yuva Mahasabha, and it was very messy with Congress, BJP, and also a policeman of a high rank. Now, right from the beginning, the premise was that she's lying. We were very disappointed. Even the Women's Commission fought for her, the State Women's Commission, and we were let down completely by the police investigation and the Ashok Gehlot government. I'm so glad that this issue has been brought to light now that this man has become a minister. And in all fairness, if we want a fair investigation, this man must step down. Otherwise, he's influential, he'll prejudice the court, he is threatening her. And this ETV sting is all rubbish. I must tell you, she held a press conference saying that no reporter came to her. She has not made any such statement that ETV is trying to say. See, there's a proper campaign to undermine her, to weaken her, and I think this should stop, and this man must resign for a fair investigation by the court.
Fair enough.
Can I just have a small question? Ms. Kavita, I have a small question for you. First and foremost, since you said that you had been actively involved in this case in the very beginning, and you found that the Ashok Gehlot government was not compliant with what justice should have been, and you found that probably the police and the court thereafter did not take proper action. First, did you write a letter to the governor saying that, since you were actively involved, did you write a letter to the governor saying that the chief minister is not behaving as a chief minister and the Director General of Police should have done? And secondly, Miss Kavita, please take a question. Second question is very important. Kavita ji, please take a question. Kavita ji, please take a question. Since
is the onus on PUCL? Is PUCL standing trial?
All respect, no, Kavita is not standing a trial. But remember one thing, if one is fighting for justice, if one knows everything out in and out, then have we stood against injustice?
No, we've written to everybody.
Anubha,
we've taken this case up to the highest level.
My question.
Well, you asked
it was only Anubha, give me a second to complete my question.
You're diverting. It's a valid point. You're diverting. The question is only on Mr. Nihal Chand. Out of the 16 or 17 people accused, The question
I'm
is from
answering
Mr.
all.
Nihal Chand.
I'm answering
the question,
all.
Ashok Gehlot government cannot be held on the scanner at this point in
Anubha,
time.
I'm answering all your question, but my important
Anubha,
question to
let me tell you
PUCL,
this,
which took up this
that
matter is,
1 minute.
if they felt the justice was not done, and somehow the judges of the
course
court
he's
and the
taken
police
it up.
were influenced,
They're replying. Let her,
did they write to the higher authorities?
Listen
Did they
to
write
her.
to the
Okay,
Supreme
Mr.
Court?
Amit, I think let me hold you
Yes.
there. Kavita,
1
go
minute.
ahead. Go ahead.
No,
Quickly.
I just
yes.
want to say one small thing.
Go ahead.
I think the BJP is not examining the filthy mess, how they use women in their political party. The Congress did it. There are 2 ministers in jail. They killed that woman.
This is
the BJP
generalization.
is very similar
This is not
in
Nihal Chand's
Rajasthan.
case.
They need
How
to
is BJP
introspect.
using its
What do
women?
they
This
do
is
with their women?
generalization.
This okay. I'm going to
BJP
pause
is
you
not
here.
using-
I'm going to
this-
pause
you
you
are
here.
using
This is
women.
wrong.
Kavita,
You're using
Kavita,
women
we'll have
as
to
a
stop
tool.
it here. Kavita, I'm going to pause it here. I'm going to go to Rita Bahugna Joshi, who has been possibly listening to this entire debate unfold, if I can call it. Rita Bahugna Joshi, we also, the Mahila Morcha today come outside the BJP headquarters. I don't want to take this discussion away from Nihal Chand because the focus is here. But it's not as if the Congress has really clean hands. You've got several ministers as well. One minister that I can certainly quote to you is Mr. Harak Singh, Agriculture Minister in Uttarakhand, facing a charge of molestation. He still continues to be. What is the face that the Mahila Morcha has or the Congress has in asking? I'm not putting the BJP out of the hook. I'm not putting Mr. Nihal Chand out of the hook. But what is the Congress talking about?
Please let us understand first we are discussing an issue which relates to a central cabinet minister, one. Two, and I'm very surprised at the chauvinistic defense that Mr. Samit Patra has put forward.
It's not
Now
chauvinistic
he's saying
defense,
that
a legal
he believes
defense.
in the lower
No,
court
I'm
and why
the only
should we
man
not
over
be
here.
condemned? There is a legal process in which a higher court has reopened the case. The matter is in investigation. He has to reply, and the girl has gone to the police, and she's accusing the minister and his supporters of threatening her life, and yet she is not being given any protection, and the BJP is not even coming in defense of the girl. The Minister for Women and Child Development says, I don't sit on judgment, who am I to give justice? The Prime Minister probably will meet her tomorrow or day after. She's looking for an audience with him. The question here is, the Prime Minister, Mr. Modi, came into office with the promise of zero tolerance. The BJP went hammer and tongs on every event that happened in a non-BJP state. And they were all for women's empowerment in that state.
Rita,
and giving justice to them.
Ma'am, I have to interrupt you here.
They are saying what they are doing is crime.
Understood that this has been the plank of the election campaign. Women's security has been a plank of election campaign. Rita ji, I get that point. I get that point. I haven't seen. Rita ji, my simple question to you, my simple submission to you.
You should also have
Rita ji, did you ask these questions to the chauvinistic Chief Minister of Rajasthan, Mr. Ashok Gehlot? Did you ask him all this?
Let's not cross talk. Rita ji, there is a question that needs to be answered. This can't be a monologue. Rita ji, my humble request to you, and I appreciate that. There is a question. There is a question.
You will have your time. You will get your time to rebut.
Rita ji, there is a question. I as an anchor have a question. No panelist is questioning you. My question to you is, we are only seeing the Congress Mahila workers, we are only seeing the Congress leaders act at this point in time. Mr. Nihal Chand was sworn in. This government really has been in place for about 20-25 days. Till the summons came in, it's not as if the Congress government or Congress leaders actually wanted to make it an issue. You've been very silent about this as well. The Congress has woken up very late.
The question here is very different. There is this girl who has been repeatedly raped by not one but 1.5 dozen people all over the years in connivance with her own husband. It's a very serious case in which a minister involved, and when she took his name, when she named in the FIR, he was not a minister, and since then the case is going on, and if a higher court has reopened it, Let there be probity in the NDA government.
Can I
I think
I have to come in over here.
What is
Anubha, I need to come in over here.
Rita, I think
Rajasthan
Rita ji,
I have to ask something to Rita ji, please.
Okay,
Allow me to ask something.
1 second, Sambit.
What
I'll have
is the
to pause
big
you.
issue on this?
See,
Just
all
1
are against
second,
me.
Sambit.
I have to
I think,
ask.
you know, there is Rita ji, there is a great amount of insight in a sense that when a party actually comes out of the government, because I asked you that question about Harak Singh Rawat, currently an agriculture minister in Uttarakhand, facing a charge of molestation. Yes, Nihal Chand faces a charge of rape. But I want to get in Vrinda here. No. You've seen, just 1 second, Sambit. You know, you've
took back her charges. The girl, the victim,
you know, the matter is in High Court, ma'am. Ma'am, the matter is in High Court.
Rita ji, I just want to ask you a question. Rita ji, I just want to ask you a question. Rita ji, please answer a single question. Rita ji, I just want to ask you a question. This is very important. You see, all of them are against the party. I'm the only person representing the thing.
I'm going to ask for audios to be put up.
No, see.
Just 1 second,
why are you defending it? If you think that was wrong, how does this make you right?
Okay, Rita ji,
I have to make you pause here. Sambit, go ahead. You have 10 seconds only.
But if Rita ji stops alone.
Rita ji, just 1 second.
Your Prime Minister makes all claims.
Rita
ji, understood. That point has been made. That point has been made, Rita ji. That point has been made. Thank you.
Anubha, all I wanted to ask Rita, yes, all I wanted to ask Rita ji was, the lady in question, in fact, was dissatisfied with the police closure report. She was protesting then when there was Gehlot government. Why did not the Mahila Morcha, under the aegis of Ms. Rita Bahuguna Joshi, come out then? Why today?
Okay, understood, and I think that's a fair point. But Vrinda Gowar, that actually puts us in a... 1 second, ma'am. 1 second. 1 second. You want to respond?
Patra, you should get the Mr. Nihal Chand to leave his seat, so that there's fair investigation.
This was a question to Rita Bahuguna Joshi. I believe that the Congress answer.
I want to bring you in as you see this debate or this crosstalk unfold. I think at the center of it lies the fact that no political party really is committed to this issue.
Yes. Anubha, can I just come in? I think Mr. Patra needs to stop interrogating other people and interrogate his party. This is not the opportunity to find alibis. There is absolute political bankruptcy in this country. Women of this country and right-minded citizens of this country are beginning to despair. Your party has come into power on promises. Words like sensitivity and respect are not enough. This is gimmickry that we are exhausted by. We want to see action. Why do you not have faith in the court system? Why can you not ask this man to step down? Are we asking him to be lynched? Are we asking him to be hanged? Please stop doing this. This is not a football game going on between the Congress and the BJP. Stop being clever and try and be intelligent and answer what is happening in your party. Why is this deafening silence from the Prime Minister? Are women not important in this country? Today we have a national crisis. Half the population of this country is unsafe. The message you are giving is a rapist, an alleged rapist, can be a cabinet minister. And that is the loud and clear message within 1 month of coming to power.
Okay.
And don't use smart words here.
Brinda, I think you've made your point and you've been very articulate about it. Sambit, you're not going to get a chance to respond to that. My only question to you is, the BJP, while in opposition, and I think I saw you on many panels in a sense, you demanded the resignation of Mr. Bansal. You demanded the resignation of, I think, Mr. Ashwani Kumar. You know, there was not even an FIR in some places. There was this big question of political morality. There was a big question of ethics. Why don't the same ethics apply now? No one is asking, no one is saying he's a convict, no one is saying that he should be punished. The only thing that people are actually asking for, or women rights groups are at least asking for, is that he step down till investigations are over.
I believe this is a matter of legality than anything else. When the legal aspects are scrutinizing the whole issue, we should not make a hue and cry out of it. In the sense, right now I heard Vrindaji saying that he's a rapist. Already Vrindaji had made him a rapist. In the sense, no, you first said rapist. You can rewind and see. First and twice you have called him a rapist already.
I think she has enough body of experience to
No, I understand. But she had twice already called him rapist. I've been counting the numbers also. As to how many times she has called him rapist. I am answering the question. If you have biasness and if you feel that courts are not required, let us close down.
She's not saying
my
that.
simple suggestion is, let's shut down these lower courts.
Okay,
let us have debates, half an hour debates, and decide who is the the culprit who is wrong. If you feel, no, I'm not diverting at all.
Okay, when does this become serious enough for the BJP that Mr. Nihal Chand should actually step aside? When? At what point of the, let me take your argument, at what point of this judicial scrutiny does it become serious enough for you?
It was serious enough right from the day when the allegation was made and the FIR was filed, in the sense that the person concerned, the alleged rapist as they are calling him, in fact was into the judicial process, went through everything, cooperated through the thing, and then he was given a clean chit.
We are constantly repeating ourselves. Ladies and gentlemen, I think it's very, very clear that the BJP is going to brazen this out. There is going to be no stepping aside, no resignation as far as Mr. Nihal Chand is concerned. Well, we'll have to leave it there. Thanks very much for joining us here on this panel. Needless to say, once again, it's a story we're going to follow over the next couple of days.